All right, let us continue with this whole playing crawl thing, playing a Meteork, something almost impossible to replicate, requiring the very specific situation that I happened to find myself in, having parked a Mayflight or a Meteoran or whatever you want to call it, and then have it upgrade to this version and be able to play New Beogh and Meteoran, Meteork. So I'm waiting for the bot to do something. Yesterday I discovered after the stream that it does give you an error message. So stream cord, it's called. Let's see what it says. There you go. I encountered an error when trying to send a notification. Yeah, that was for yesterday. I guess it hasn't happened yet. Um, I'll wait for a bit. Maybe it does announce my stream. One block message, show message. Okay, why is it blocked? Okay, well, yeah, that seems about right. Okay, okay, finally I got a bot to work. Um, I should have done that many years ago instead of using Yak PDB for that. But I wanted only one bot that did everything. And while Yak PDB does some things, it doesn't do everything, I guess. But anyway, we can continue now. We can move on now that we have gotten that out of the way and go into the terrible, terrible experience, better known as the crawl mid-game experience. Yeah, the absolute rock bottom for crawl. I would even go as far as to say. So yeah, things are gonna be okay. Like, I think the character is fine. If I take off the orb, I bet that Crystal Spear goes to like 4. No, maybe not 40. Maybe like 60. Maybe 70. I am actually kind of curious. 77. Okay, yeah. I overestimated a bit my ability to cast that. 77. So yeah, we're still a bit far away from that, and we're not gonna get there anywhere soon, or like we're not gonna get to Crystal Spear anytime soon, is what I'm trying to say. I said in my previous stream that hopefully I was gonna get to Crystal Spear by the time I was done with my first Lair branch, but yeah, that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen because I would need to train and pretty much exclusively for that, and I have other things to train for, like evocations. Um, Jorgrun. And also the other set of stairs also leads towards Jorgrun. So let's exclude that too. Um, let's find the last set of stairs, I suppose. So I can not fight Jorgrun. Oof. I really am glad that instead of having a stealth penalty, I have a stealth bonus. I think that Meteoran with a stealth bonus maybe would have been a bit more popular. Um, Yeah, like, did you see, like, I just, in this short time that I have been streaming, I've avoided the Jorgrun and a Torn Hunter, thanks to that. Hey, look at that, they're back! I thought that I was gonna get them back one by one, and I was very concerned because I was fighting around with no allies. But now that I have all of my dudes back, maybe maybe I can take on that Torn Hunter, for example. Mm. So yeah, grabbing a scroll magic mapping, very nice. Swamp worm, I can probably kill it. I picked up, or I switched to the Amulet of Mana region at the end of the stream because I thought that mana was more of a limiting factor for this character than normal region. I really still think that is going to be the case, but let's see how that goes. Evocations is going up. Lots of scrolls of teleport we have been finding. Yeah, please don't wake up. I don't think you'd woke up, and we found the last stairs. Luis, we have 2 pips of willpower. That comes from these guys having like 4 or 5 willpower. I bet it's not gonna be here. It's not here. Of course it's not here because Meteoran was removed. I don't know how much willpower per level up I get, but considering that I'm level 16 and I have 2 pips, it could be 4 willpower per level up. You thought Meteoran got removed? Yes. The only reason why I am able to play this Meteoran of Beogh, or Meteork, I guess you could call it, is because I had this character parked since 0.29, as you can see there. Upgraded the game from 0.29 to 0.31, and then upgraded to 0.31 to 0.32. For some reason, I played a bit in between 0.31 and 0.32. No idea what's up with that. Park Meteoran of Beogh. Yep, completely unintentional, but this is literally the only time you're gonna see this anywhere on the internet, I suppose. You easily resist. I should have checked what was your chance to destroy my run. 23%, the game says. Please don't get banished, and please don't banish any of my dudes. Okay, she's kind of dying. There we go, you kill Louise. Yeah, I haven't played Crawl in so long. Nice to see that I'm still playing. Every now and then. I'm only playing a bit more nowadays because of the new stuff. But once the novelty of that wears off, I don't see myself playing a lot for a while until probably the next version and probably the new stuff once again. Yeah, new stuff is exciting when it comes to Crawl. I will most likely be playing some Jupiter Hell in the near future. If any of you are interested in watching that, I mentioned it on the Discord yesterday, and Spindart showed interest, so maybe I do play that. I only got reminded of Jupiter Hell because Coglin with the double launcher reminds me of Gunslinger builds in Dumarel. You've never played Jupiter Hell, but looks interesting. Yeah, it's pretty cool because it's a roguelike, like an actual roguelike, not a roguelike inspired game or anything. It's a roguelike designed around being played with a controller. So I will be plugging in my controller for that. Sometimes I kinda wanna play games, but I don't wanna use a controller to play the game. I wanna play with only the keyboard. And yeah, not a lot of games I have allow me to play with only the keyboard or with mouse and keyboard. You may be thinking about FPSs and stuff like that, shooters, but I don't really play a lot of those. Big Mega Sick changes coming soon, so you need to warm up again. You better help pretty based. I've played more Dumarel than Jupiter Hell. I did in fact manage to win Dumarel a couple of times. Never enough to unlock Angel of 100, which I did want to unlock, but I was never able to. But I did win sometimes, a couple of times. I had a run where I won with the sound muted, and this is weird. This will definitely sound weird to everyone watching, but sound, actually hearing things out of your speakers in Doomerel is a big deal because you hear monsters outside of your line of sight and you hear the direction the monsters are compared to you. Like, it is important to hear, and I want to run with no sound. I remember I was working with my aunt at a karaoke gig, like probably 10 years ago at this point, and I was playing Doomerel while switching songs around and like taking care of the equipment and that kind of thing. That was like what I did in those gigs, while my aunt and uncle were out socializing, pretty much. And and I was playing Doomerel, and I got to that point where I won the game. I don't know if I got the secret ending or if I just beat the final boss. But I remember something about getting the secret ending. I'm not even gonna say how you get it, in case you don't want to have it spoiled. It's funny because it's not like spoilers are like it's not like NetHack where you need spoilers to function when it comes to that game. It's more like in a normal sense of a spoiler, like telling you the ending of a video game or a movie or something like that. So I don't think that Doomerel spoilers are particularly chill. You never did well in Doomerel. Um, have you tried shotguns? Because shotguns are broken in that game. Shotguns and launchers are very broken. And by launchers I mean like rocket launchers and stuff like that, not like guns. Doomerel is almost entirely gun based. You can do melee, but it's gonna be weaker because everything is ranged. It's going surprisingly well. Yeah, I was expecting to have a crawl mid-game experience, but I guess my crawl mid-game experience was running into difficulties at the very end of yesterday's stream. You've been playing a lot of Balatro. I only today was made aware of the existence of Balatro, and only by name. I saw someone talking about Balatro on Reddit, but I didn't see anything about that game. Yeah, what is that about? Is it brand new too? Because I have not seen anything about it. So this guy is a mage with 90 HP and Sandblast, Confuse, and Shock. The Sandblast actually deals some pretty okay damage. But I wonder why these guys have such low level spells. Can they have like Iron Shot or something? Would that be too broken? It probably would be too broken, right? Oh, this guy has what? Okay, why is this guy a mage with a minus cast item? And most importantly, will it actually affect this guy? Okay, this is funny. Sepulcher roguelike. Oh, I remember. I remember now. I saw someone play it like years ago, I think at this point, years ago. I don't even remember who I saw playing it, but I saw someone playing like a very early version of it. Yeah, Orc Sorcerer with minus cast Rove. I wonder if it actually works for a monster. Like if monsters are affected by minus cast or if it's only a player thing. Okay, it seems that monsters do not care about minus cast. I still think that monsters shouldn't be, like spellcaster monsters shouldn't be able to wear minus cast items, but sure. Alright, so now I can replace one of my guys, probably the wizard. Let's take a look at the wizard before fighting it. It says 64 HP, plus 4 Dagger Venom, plus 2 Robe of Cold Resistance, Ring of Poison Resistance, Sandblast and Slow. And I can get a 72 HP Wizard with a Dagger Speed, a Randall Robe, and Sandblast, Shock, and Confuse. I think that the Wizard, the one that I'm about to recruit, is probably better. The weapon really doesn't matter. I think it would be cool if the robe that my current wizard has could be transferred to my new wizard since it's slightly better. Um, do I even want to do it? I don't think that I want to do it. I think that I'm gonna value the poison resistance a bit highly, especially being in swamp. So I'm not going to recruit it. I wonder how long I'll be able to recruit the guy for. Maybe it will disappear in a couple of turns, and I won't be able to recruit it. But if it doesn't happen like that, I would like to be able to recruit it by the time I'm done with swamp, I suppose. Yeah, pretty funny that the guy had minus cast. Okay, Swarmworm's doing Swarmworm things. Pretty good. Some Wand of Roots. Guys is still around. It's not going upstairs. I was about to press out Explore. Man, that really is the thing that killed Meteoran. The inability to press out Explore. Um, I have to say something else that it's not evident at first glance. Instead of having the mutation that Meteoran used to have, that was pretty much the opposite of this. I have this. It seems that while the devs were moving around mutations and stuff, something happened that turned the old mutation that made Meteoran glow into this, which is it's literally one radius one umbra. Foes hit you less often, and your stealth is greatly enhanced. So I'm not glowing. I'm stealthy. Um, yeah, because I'm pretty sure that Meteoran never got that while Meteoran was around. All right, got a good chunk of curare. I already have the downstairs. Perhaps I should just take them. Or I can continue exploring a bit and finding what could be 2 potions of experience. And they're probably not. I don't have identify, so I'm not gonna mess with them. But yeah, I should just leave now. I already have globes. I am fully armored. I am well, for a good chunk of this game, I was lacking a second ring and an amulet. And then I found a shop with this ring, Randart, that I am wearing. This thing, and an amulet of regen, and I bought both, and then I got this Randart amulet, which is slightly better. The cloak of resistance to corrosion makes it so that it is not as impactful as it otherwise would be, but it's still pretty nice. Okay, final level of the swamp. I'm not particularly confident in my ability to do this without copious amounts of pain. Yeah, I feel like I can do it, but it's not gonna be an easy and straightforward experience, purely based off of the fact that my only AoE is zombie hands. It's gonna be. Oh, I already have it. I was gonna say it's gonna be nice when I get LRD, but if I already have it, I might as well learn it. Obviously, it won't do anything in Swamp, the land of the trees. You cannot affect mangroves with LRD, but it's gonna be useful in bolts, of course. Let's see. I could get Anguish. I don't know if I. Well, I don't have it, but I bet that I can buy it. I think I saw a shop with Anguish. And it could actually be kind of okay for these guys. I wonder if magic mapping is what I should do here, but probably not. Oh, it summoned a death crab or a ghost crab. That's actually kind of scary. I'm glad that there's no death crabs with the breath weapon of a death drake. but in a cone. That would be pretty messed up. How are these guys doing? They're actually getting kind of messed up. I don't know if I should be worried for them. Is a ghost crab an actual ghost? You think it's immune to zombie hands? It doesn't seem to be the case. It's actually letting me target it. Yeah, the spectral Spriganer mage is unaffected, but the ghost crab is not. Okay, beautiful. It is in a pretty nasty position. Can I somehow Oh, wait, I have smite. I forgot, but I can smite it, and that's probably the way to go. Yeah, before my dudes die. How hurt are they? Ooh, they're really hurt. If I... Oh, it's already gone, the other dude. I was gonna... Okay. Saved the life of this guy that I didn't fire. Maybe I should have fired it. I was thinking, if this guy dies, can I fire it and hire the new guy? But I guess we are not gonna find out. You know, Meteoran of Beogh, it's impossible nowadays. But even if it was possible, I don't think it would be a good combination, just because I cannot rest, and these guys obviously don't have the incredible capability for regeneration that Meteoran has by just walking around. Are you gonna die? Okay, you're not gonna die. You miscast Bombard. But it's fine because on miscasts I get a refund 100% of the time. That's nice about the orb of energy. The fact that on a miscast you are only losing the turn and not losing the turn and the resource. I think that one of the scrolls that I have is Immolation. So it would be great if I could park these guys upstairs and do the upcoming bolt, which I think it is here, and it might be full of Hydras. If I do that on my own and just Immolation the Hydras, I can do it very, very easily. So let's bring these guys upstairs. Let's kill this guy. I have minus a scroll. I really should get rid of that. I have Potions of Mutation. Let's get rid of it. I got 4 good mutations. That's really nice. Ooh, I got Stealthy, Noise Suppression. I've heard some people say that this is straight up the best mutation in the game. I think it's probably really, really good because it gives you a huge boost in stealth, even if you don't have any stealth, and it's even better if you do. I don't think it's the best mutation in the game. The best mutation in the game is probably something along the lines of regen or robust. Those are really, really good. Okay, if that guy wakes up and steps on that alarm trap, it would be really bad. Donald with Ponder Chainmail. It's a bit too heavy for me. This guy has a shield of reflection. You know, that's really nasty. I don't know how I kill him if he has that, because what he's gonna do is just reflect my stone arrows and iron shots at me, and that could kill me. Do I have Petrify? I do. I have a good chunk of Earth Magic. Maybe I use Petrify and Petrify LRD, something like that. With I don't have vulnerability, so I'm never gonna hex this guy. Yeah, I know that it has a good chunk of willpower. I don't know how I do this. I guess that I need my band to beat this guy. Oh, I smites! Ah, yeah, I'm just gonna smite this guy like 4 times, and that will get the job done. Okay, that's 2 smites, 3 smites, gets the job done. I think I got some really nice rolls on the smites. Yeah, I only have 14 invocations after all. Beautiful. I'm glad that I stopped and thought about my next move in that situation, because I ended up finding that I did have the answer for the predicament that the game threw at me. Otherwise, that would have been a very messy fight. Probably would have woken up the entirety of the vault. and bad things would have happened as a result. I have the resistance, so I have nothing to fear. Okay, I hope that I can kill these guys without waking up the rest. Yeah, I can kill these guys, but I don't want to wake up the rest of the vault. That would actually be disastrous, and it would be a very messy ordeal. Okay, that's nice. Some behance. Stun arrow. I love stun arrow. Stun arrow is such a great spell. Oh, more spells should be like stun arrow, and more consumables should be like scroll butterflies. I was about to rest once again. You know, old habits die hard. I forgot that this is not as straightforward as just like any other crawl character. Let's get rid of this Bunyip before it leaps to be annoying while I'm fighting the Vault. Okay, let's reveal some tiles to regain some resources. Yeah, in case you never got to play Meteoran, this is how they work. They reveal tiles and they gain back HP and magic when they reveal tiles to compensate for the fact that they cannot rest. Okay. It is not as populated of a vault as I thought it was going to be. I guess it's fine. By the way, I'm curious about does Orc not have a gem? Maybe it does, and I already lost my chance to get it. I can still get that swamp gem easily. Same goes for Spider, do you think? No, I have to do Spider in that amount of time because I'm playing Meteoran. Meteoran can get all the gems. It's funny because I think that gems also, like, I don't think there was any period in time where you could play Meteoran and get gems. So yeah, I feel now kind of obligated to get them all, but I don't want to do Tomb. That's the only issue here. I could do pretty much everything else except for Tomb. Mm, yeah, maybe I can win with 9 gems. Meteoran with 9 gems. Um, wouldn't be a record or anything. People have already won with all gems, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I did say that I wanted this vault to be asleep to do the thing that I'm sabotaging myself away from, which is stand here and read scrolls, hoping for immolation. I found it? Yeah, because maybe I have already found it, but it's not here, so I have not found it. So this is probably immolation. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Now, we position in such a way that we don't get hit by 17 explosions. This is fine. Then we iron shot, and that is looking pretty okay. I think we use wand of light here. That looks pretty good to me. There we go. Little bit of explosions. Perfect. Exactly how I wanted it to go. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Beogh was not smart enough to avoid punishing me for like an orc hitting something with immolation and killing it and having it explode and dealing damage to one of my orcs. So I'm not gonna bring them, at least not until that wears off. It was a shame that I failed to get immolation first try. It took me 2 attempts, and that the monsters mispositioned. But at least I was able to get some value out of my scroll of immolation. I think that I have enough in the way of resources, so let's go back. Yeah, Immolation already wore off. Swamp Scales. Let's give that a try. It messes with my Bombard a bit too much, to the point where if I wanted to keep it castable, I would have to take off the Orb. And only for a little bit of extra armor class. Really, it's only a little bit of extra armor class. It's not like I'm gaining even the resistance, so probably not worth it. Have I found Troll Letter? Maybe I should have been using that instead of Swamp Scales, or like not Swamp Scales, Steam Scales. I hope that my chain reaction of Immolation got rid of the Shambling Mangrove, which was the scariest thing around. But it seems like it did. Okay, pick up the mossy gem and feel its impossibly delicate weight in your hands. And I pick up the rune. Wizard Ike, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. I really have to modify some alerts. I have some ideas for some alerts, but I haven't done anything related to that. I really have been not working on the stream for a very long time. Yeah, I've gotta go back to it, I suppose. I hope that your stream went okay. As for myself, I am playing a Meteork. Yeah, it's a Meteoran for an Orc, Worshipper of Beogh. So the history of this character, as you can see, started in 0.29. And then I upgraded to 0.31. I think that upgrade happened at some point. Oh, this guy was absolutely a Mayfly Tar. Like this was probably a Mayfly Tar, and it was force upgraded to being a Meteoran, and that's why it got upgraded. And then I upgraded from being a Meteoran to from being in 0.31 to being in 0.32, and I just went Beogh. So I'm a Meteork. Yeah, probably the only Meteork anyone will ever see. So I'm playing it extra careful to not die. So much, in fact, that I ended stream earlier yesterday to not die to the Chrome with game experience. That's what I thought it was, but you didn't think it was possible. It's only possible by having a Meteoran parked in a previous version of Trunk and then just updating. At least that's how I did it. But not a lot of people will have Meteorans parked. Maybe some will have Mayfly Tars parked. Those apparently were upgraded to Meteorans, so you can do it if you have a Mayfly Tar somewhere. I was not going to play it. I was gonna quit it actually, and then I realized what I had, and I was still not going to play it until I realized, hey, Kelvy is gonna die in like a couple of days anyway, so might as well get this over with. Either I die or I get what's probably a unique character. So here we are playing what's probably gonna be a unique character, ideally a unique win. Do we go Spider? I don't know if we go Spider because my lack of AoE is concerning. Maybe I would be better off going to Bolts and then going back and entering Spider. Do I have enough time for that? I have 1200 turns. Maybe I do. It's pretty deep into Lair. The entrance to Spider. I think that I should just do it now. I'll do it now. I remember skipping this because it was too hard the first time I was here, but now I can do it probably just fine. Between my orcs and my increased power level, I think we should be okay. Are you standing on deep water? I guess Zombie Hands doesn't work even on shallow water. Kind of miraculous that I was able to use it in Swamp at all. What food title would be the easiest to get? I don't know if you get a food title from any of the skills that I'm currently training. Like, the ones that come to mind are swords, which I briefly considered. Like, I probably would have gone for swords um, if I had thought about that yesterday, and it probably would have resulted in a more quick character to play. Yeah, because as it is right now, this has been taking me a good amount of time. The lack of AoE is painful to deal with. For a second, I thought that I had lost an orc, and I was like, seriously losing an orc to these weak enemies, but fortunately it was not the case. An orb. What did we get? Orb of Light. I think that cancels Sombra, so we don't want to use that. Even if I like the accuracy from the Orb of Light, it nukes my rare upside that I have. Because another thing, when I upgraded, instead of having the penalty to stealth that Meteoran used to have, now I have this, which is the opposite for some reason. So yeah, what food title would be the easiest to get? Now I am wondering. I'm even wondering if it's gonna be possible at all. You don't think Beogh has any food titles? Yeah, the title that you get for invocations is Messiah. But you think that it could be different? I wonder if I was to get food title, it would still say just Meteoran instead of Meteork. How much of a pain would that be for title collectors? Snork was in this level, but I didn't encounter Snork, and I don't really want to spend any more time than strictly necessary there. My journey is towards a spider, not towards a Snork. Am I willing to switch gods on the way out? Definitely not, because Meteoran of Beogh is unique. No one can get a Meteoran of Beogh other than this run, unless they have a Meteoran parked. So any other god would be less special than Beogh. So that's why I don't want to switch. I have digging, so might as well just get this over with. I got kinda hurt there. Let's heal by exploring a bit. Coglins are amazing. Yeah, I wanted to try a Coglin. Funnily enough, but I also wanted to try a Mountain Dwarf, another variation of Mountain Dwarf, like more things to do with Mountain Dwarf. And that's why I started it in this account, because in my 9 settler account I have 100% win rate with Mountain Dwarf, and I didn't want to sully that. But instead of that, I found the opportunity to play this. So here we are. 15-20 skill food title you're seeing is Mark's food with ranged weapons, and then blades at 21-26. Yeah, that's I was also thinking about the ranged weapons one. It's possible because I have high evasion or high dexterity. By the way, I should be training some dodging. That's enough evocations. I think that I can probably train it to 14, and then we get some good dodging, like 15. And I was thinking about the launcher thing. Also possible because lots of dexterity wearing armor that doesn't even give me yeah, encumbrance rating of 0, so theoretically I should be not penalized at all. Launcher, you should really be able to search for launcher, and it should give you a list of launchers. I think it might be a ranged weapon. Okay, we don't have any hand cannons. I cannot go to orc, by the way. because the SOT timer there is about to run out. Yeah, I remember Orc being a pain to deal with when it came to Meteoran, just because they didn't have it doesn't have enough levels, and by extension, it doesn't have enough time to actually be doable comfortably anyway. Which kind of sucks because there's actually things that I want to buy from the shops, something that doesn't happen often at all, and I just can't because I just don't have enough time to go back for them. How does New Beogh feel? Are the apostles powerful? It feels like a higher risk, higher reward version of HEP that also gives you Smite. Smite is kinda really cool. It's always been really cool. I heard that Smite is now slightly cheaper, about 1% of your max possible piety. So on a full piety bar, you cannot go through 200 smites. But it's also not like 100 smites or something like that. It's a bit more since you're gonna be gaining piety whenever you kill things when you're with your smites. But anyway, you can use a lot of smites and be perfectly fine. It's not like you're gonna run out. Do I jump in front of that to protect this guy? It's a mage. I feel like it just explodes. Nah, I'm more valuable than a mage that I was even thinking about replacing. Okay, Berserk guy, but it's friendly, so that's a straight up a buff for me instead of a nerf. Especially because it was a mage too, or like it was a melee character, not a mage. That's what I meant. Broth Mother Berry poisoned? Is it able to? I don't see poison resistance here, so I guess it doesn't have poison resistance. Why do? Yeah, yeah. I forgot. The only spiders that have poison resistance are the Emperor Scorpions and the moths, the Sun Moth and the Ghost Moth. And I guess the Death spiders, like the Emperor Ant or whatever, Pharaoh Ant I think it's called. That one has immunity to poison because it's undead. Okay. Yeah, it was like, where did that explosion come from? But it's one of my dudes. That was okay, but I wonder if I'm not gonna be losing one of the apostles. Oh, it's the one that's most hurt is the one that had poison resistance. I did very well keeping this guy. I bet the other one would have died even if it has more HP, just because no poison resistance. So yeah, so far so good. Couple of melee. Oh, they're heretical priests, so Beogh gives me extra experience or extra piety. Smite. Feels very flavorful to be smiting heretical priests as a worshipper of Beogh. Now every species gets access to smite. It's not gonna be as crazy with most as it is with Hilork, or well, as it was with Hilork now that Hilork is gone. Because Hilork had +3 invocations. These guys, I think that I also have +3, yeah, with Meteoran for some reason. But with most other species, you're not gonna have +3. So yeah, I have a thing to do very early in Mexico City over the weekend, so I won't be streaming tomorrow. I'll be spending the night on a friend's house, so I don't have to travel very far to get to the thing that I have to do early on the weekend, on Saturday. But I'll be back on Monday, probably playing Jupiter Hell. I feel like I should take my enjoyment of crawl a bit easy so that I don't just play a ton and then burn out. How bad is traffic? That time it's not bad, but I don't own a car. Um, Public transport is also pretty okay, but then again, like even on a relatively fast public transport, it would take me about an hour to get there, and I have to be early, so I would just rather skip that hassle by spending the night at a friend's house. Yeah. When it comes to Mexico City mobility options, it's really one of the best places in the world. It's so nice because there's a ton of different options, and the metro is so fast that there's no schedule. Like there's just a lot of trains going around. Like it's so often that there's no need for a schedule, pretty much, um, which is pretty great. Yeah, I like it a lot. Mexico City is one of those places where you don't need um, to own a car to be able to be a person, you know? And that's why I like it a lot. I wouldn't really move out even if I had the chance to do it. I've spent extended periods of time in other places that do not have such a robust network of public transport, and yeah, it is not great if you don't have a car, that is. Mm, it's the ending with the dead scarabs. I think the dead scarabs are a bit too strong for my dudes. I'm probably gonna have to park them. Some things never go out of fashion. When I have had them for a good chunk of the game already. When I received these guys, they were actually really strong. But I feel like they're starting to fall out a bit. Like when you compare them to me and like my HP, well, maybe not my defenses, because my defenses are kinda really bad because I have not been training them. But when you compare them to my HP, they really are like falling back. But they're only allies, right? They're not supposed to be on the same level as you. Oh, I'm getting destroyed by Ghost Moth. Um, there would it would be great if there was a potion of See Invisible. I've always said it, and I will repeat it one more time because in this particular instance, being able to see invisible, so I could zombie hands this guy, would be really, really useful. At least my dudes can do something about it, so I'm just gonna step away. Um, yeah, I'm out of mana now. So, I don't think Wand of Roots works on things that I cannot see, so that only really leaves Wand of Light and Wand of Flame. Mind Burst probably doesn't work. This guy, the thing is too high willpower, the Ghost Mod. Yeah, 3 pips of willpower means that I'm not getting it with that. Well, the orcs are gonna be what kills the ghost moth. I'm glad that I have them. They really work as a very nice complement to a mage that otherwise cannot really do anything about ghost moths. I guess zero skill axe. Oh boy, I'm getting killed here. I killed the ghost moth already. Come on. Something hits Beogh. Beogh is the mage, right? Yeah. Why do they always go for the mage? Go for the tanks. Okay. Can the orcs see invisible? They do. All of them see invisible. Well, I'm not sure about the mage, but at least these two do see invisible. That's why I'm relying on them. I have Mind Burst and no, it's not Mind Burst and Paralysis. It is Charming and Paralysis. I'm glad that I got the superior Hex Wand. because I don't like charming at all. Wand of Flame? Man, that seems so jank. Hey, I killed the thing. Alright, now let's just wait for half an hour for my dudes to respawn. Hopefully I don't run into another ghost moth while I am exploring to regain my resources. Perhaps let's not go in that direction. Alright, I think that's enough. So yeah, when it comes to the dead scarabs, it's so many of them. I don't know how we do these. Um, do I have a potion of invisibility? This would be a pretty good time to have one of those. I bet that I do. It's gotta be one of those unidentified potions. We got cancel, and we got Invis. Okay, beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted to see. We're gonna be drinking one of those right before going in. And then that will make it so that if there's any ghost mods, they're not gonna nuke my mana away immediately. Pretty useful. Don't you glow? Yeah, that's the thing. When I upgraded this character, instead of glowing, I got this, which is literally the opposite. I suspect that when Meteoran was removed, that mutation was also removed. Good riddance, by the way, because it was completely awful. And now I have the opposite. So I don't glow. Um, Foes hit you less often and your stealth is greatly enhanced. Foes who strike you in melee are sometimes seared by the foul flame. Undead and demonic foes take less damage from it, while holy beings and good god worshippers take more. I hope that doesn't come into play, the part where I have to melee a good god worshipper. That's a mutation I've never seen before. I think it's a new demon spawn mutation. Okay, another identifier. Let's see what we got here. Attraction, dangers. Oh, demon spawn mutation. Looks low tier for Megasig. How often does it come into play that, like, evasion at all? Because it is a bit of an evasion enhancer. And stealth. It's useful for getting to the point where you start doing fun stuff, but it is not useful for the fun stuff itself. There I had a great desire to LRD this wall, but I knew that it was an unwise thing to do, so I didn't do it. How long until I lose my gem? Oh, I still have plenty of time. Like, hey, I just realized something. Is it the case that is it the case that the timers for these are the amount of time that a Meteoran would get? Not really, right? No, no way. No, no, it's not the case because look at bolts. A Meteoran doesn't get that amount of time in 5 levels. Meteoran came back? No, this is a Park Meteoran that I have since 0.29. I think it was a Mayfly Tor that just got turned into a Meteoran. Ah, come on. Well, I need to be close to the corpse to do the magical thing that just wins me the fight. So I cannot really do it. Would be great to not get berserked. Okay. I was banking on one of my dudes to get berserked, but it didn't happen. And I avenged my dudes already. Yeah, it's fine. I wonder if the avenging of dudes is strong enough to be able to... User will be immediately surrounded by orcish allies with more of them arriving over time from all directions. I wonder if this is strong enough for Bolts 5. Lasts a considerable length of time, but will expire far more rapidly once there are no more foes in sight. Sounds perfect for the purpose of Bolts 5. That's a Ghost Moth. Do we drink invisibility here? I guess we do. Okay. I wish I could see this Ghost Moth. But at least I cannot see it. Bogrik is invigorated by your prowess. Does that mean... How does Beogh work? Do I just heal dudes by dealing damage or something? Maybe I do and I just hadn't realized. Okay, that lasted for exactly the right amount of time. Yeah, Meteoran is absolutely not gonna come back. It was a flawed mechanic. The inability to auto-explore and rest is extremely tedious. It is interesting, but it really doesn't work on a game like Crawl. You know, as a first experiment post Deep Dwarf, it's a valiant effort, I would say. But yeah, it just didn't really work for Crawl, I think. You did it in a corner in Bolt 5 and it killed almost everything. That sounds like fun. I might do it. I still haven't gone to Bolts, of course. Normally I would like to do Bolts before doing Spider, but with Meteoran, you know how it is. You have to rush things. I should be using Smite versus this Emperor Scorpion. I feel like Smite is extremely giga good versus this. I bet that the Emperor Scorpion beats this guy, so I should probably give it a little help. Let's try Paralysis. 47. Hey, it worked. Okay, so that beats the guy for sure. I got confused. Alright, please help me with this Tarantula. Can be hard to get to the corpse as you can apport it. You cannot apport the corpse. Rough. I mean, I don't think I have a port. Yeah, I don't have it. There's been a couple of situations where I really wish I had a port. You know, I think that Beogh would be okay if it also had the thing that... oh man, I ran into a ghost moth. Well, you take care of that and I'll try to take care of this tarantula without mana. And by that I mean stand on the water and use one flame. There we go. Okay. Really rough. It's losing. It's not losing. Well, I actually don't know if it's losing badly. Man, I hate how I don't have anything to deal with these. Do we have Lightning Rod somewhere? Because Lightning Rod is really good at dealing with Ghost Mods because it ignores evasion. In case you didn't know about that, now you do. Yeah, my only effects that ignore evasion are like the Hex ones, which don't really work very well. LRD, which I mean, I guess it works when you have mana, and Smite, which once again, yeah, wish I had mana. How are we going to do this then? No, kind of annoying to deal with these things. Probably shouldn't be here at all in the first place. Mm, nothing appears to happen. You know, the uncertainty, like Hex ones already suck, but I don't even know if it's doing anything. Okay, I will bet on the fact that it did nothing 4 times in a row. I was wondering, like, maybe it's gonna work because Mind Burst has an enhanced chance to work, and I also have training in invocations. It's not like I don't have any, so evocations, sorry, but I have 14 in both, so I figured that maybe it was gonna work. Seems to not being the case. Come on, please die. Okay, let's go. Now I have to once again regain my resources. I run into what's probably the worst thing that I could have run into. Um, oh, I have explored already so much. By the time I get there, I'm gonna have, yeah, full mana. At least full mana is fine because I can continue fighting with full mana. But the full HP is the thing that I wanted. Okay, I have a treasure trove that wants +2 storm skills, and I have the +2 part of it already. Do apostle corpses rot? They do, but the way that this works is that they revive in time. Like Beogh just revives them and drops them onto you. Um, I'm a bit surprised that it took so long for Beogh to get a rework. Not gonna lie. There were some aspects of Beogh's design that were wildly outdated. Like the fact that you could be in depths with no allies, and Beogh would summon normal orcs, literal plain orcs, to try to help you. But at that point in the game, like, dude, orcs are underpowered by D3. By D3, literally. By D3, there's already many things that are more powerful than normal orcs. Why do they spawn in depths? Um, so your apostles come back when they die. Yes, yes, they do. That's why I was saying that it is like a HEP. But it takes a lot longer for them to come back compared to the HEP ancestor. But you get more, and they're more powerful just by the fact that you have 3 of them instead of just one HEP ancestor. So yeah, higher risk, higher reward HEP with Smite. How you get stronger apostles? Yes, that's how it works. You get 3, and when you get a 4th one to challenge you, you have to fire one of them if you want the new one. Okay, time for the dead scarabs. I should tell this guy to go elsewhere, right? Tell retreat in that direction. What's about to happen is not suitable for orcs that want to remain alive. Invisibility, maybe haste. I only have 2. I'm not gonna waste one on this. Yep, there it is. And the rune. Unfortunately, the spectral thingies are immune to this. Beogh sends a new orc to kill you when he respects you enough. Yeah, you gain followers through the heat of battle. It's reminiscent of the old thing that orcs used to be able to do. It's a shame that uniques do not work like that. I think that if you're a worshipper of Beogh, orc uniques shouldn't generate normally, and Beogh should throw them at you instead of Randart orcs, Randorcs. I have Tin of Tremor Stones somewhere, but I haven't grabbed it. It's like in a stupid vault. Yeah, it's in a stupid vault. That's really the only way to describe it. Stupid vault that I said I was gonna do when I had Immolation, and now I do. It would be cool to do Saint Roca to become the true Messiah. Uh-huh. Yeah, you should get Saint Roca the moment you enter Depths 5. And Saint Roca should be properly geared out for a SOT journey. I think that would be a pretty substantial Beogh buff, because Saint Roca is like one of the orcs that, without a lot of help, it's already competent enough to survive SOT. You just have to give him a little bit in the way of resistances. He could spawn with gold scales. Thinking about how we do this. Do I just wake everything up and run over here to LRD them to start the chain reaction? Come on, I don't need a miscast right now. Especially not a miscast for a spell with a 3% chance to fail. That would have been delightful if it had happened closer to this. But alas, there we go. Pretty nice. Funny thing, by the way, this would be about the worst time to have my dudes revive. I was just thinking about how inconvenient that would be. I keep using LRD. The thing to use instead of LRD, I think that in any situation where I would want to use LRD, I should probably use a Smite instead. Yeah, I wonder how much easier I would have killed the demonic crawler if I had smitten it instead of used LRD on it and iron shot on zombie hands. I should have just smitten it like 2 or 3 times. Okay. Yeah, we're still not done. Wand of Roots. Wand of Flame. And they're back, yeah. I still don't have enough mana for recall. Might as well, if they're already back, bring them all back. Also, I'm low on HP, so I could use some bodyguards to protect me if the need arises. Hopefully we're done. I really don't want to see any more enemies because I'm out of tiles to explore pretty much. I don't want to go over here because I'm sure that's going to be full of enemies. So any gains into my HP would probably go away very shortly afterwards. Okay, as long as there's no ghost mods, we're fine. Yeah, I wanted to protect my dudes from the initial onslaught, but now I think that this is a lot more controlled of a situation. Whoa, one shot the dead scarab, and it wasn't even a good roll. Beautiful. I should probably use more smite versus dead scarabs then. Yeah, okay. No ghost mods, no ghost mods, no ghost mods. Gem. Sweet. Gloves of dexterity. Kind of an upgrade. Low impact, small upgrade. Would we take those? I'm just gonna let them. Like, let's see what happens. If it comes close to killing one of them, I kill it with smite. Okay, yeah. Would be pretty awful if 3 apostles of Beogh were incapable of killing one dead scarab, right? After all, dead scarabs aren't even that powerful. Gloves of stealth. Do we care about these, actually? We already have a little bit of stealth from the amulet. I have not trained any stealth at all. Maybe I should train a bit considering my strange circumstances as a Meteoran that happens to be oddly proficient at stealth. Let's pick this up because I'm not coming back here. And now let's get out of here. Let's go back to the dungeon. No, we don't do slime right now. Like, that's impossible. If we don't do slime right now, we're probably never gonna do slime. because of the timer thing. No, I probably do have enough time. I just wouldn't have enough time to do like if I had left after the first branch and then came back for the second branch, I probably wouldn't have had enough time to for slime. But now I think I might be able to get out, go back in, and then get out again with my remaining time in there. Um, so maybe we could rush to Elf. What's the penalty for getting Sawtooth? For Sot finding me in Orc? It would be the first time in the game that happens. Mm, hmm, let's see. Yeah, I do think that I could do Elf. This doesn't look so bad. Give me a minute. I have to step away and do something real quick. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we are back and ready to continue. So yeah, where do we go now? We have the ability to go to late dungeon. I don't know how much of late dungeon do we go to. I didn't see bolts. I should maybe do that. Am I going to be powerful enough to do bolt 5 if I go in now? Probably not. Let's just go to D14. Or maybe we do go to D15. After all, there was that bolt with the Tin of Tremorstones, and I feel like that might be useful for situations where I'm out of orcs. Oh, come on. Why do you spawn a dude here right when I'm trying to leave? Hopefully it finds me soon. Yeah, Beogh is gonna be... What happens if you dodge a challenger with Beogh? Doesn't say anything about not liking... not liking... Not liking it when you dodge a challenger, but I do want to fight the guy. And I don't know the challenger yet. What is it? Come on. I need to know. Oh, Orc-Sorc. And a priest. And another priest. Okay. And there's a challenger. With a rendered Great Mace, a Chainmail, resistance to electricity, Big armor class. Yeah, this is probably gonna be a sizable upgrade over some of my non-mage orcs. We call apostles. Make yourselves useful. Wow, it just straight up killed the mage, right? It was a mage. It was the mage, right? Yeah. No, it was not the mage. This is the mage. So it killed um one of my fighter orcs. This is probably a knight orc, right? Yeah, warrior wizard. This is probably a knight. Anyway, it seems like it's quite the upgrade. I should maybe do the thing that I always say to do in any situation where I want to constantly iron shot. Oh, this is a trial of mortal prowess. Fight with your own strength. Okay, okay. I'll do the thing that I always do. That I always think it's a bad idea. Why do you have jabs? Aren't you gonna be throwing jabs through my dudes and be extremely annoying? Hopefully not. Kind of beating it. Alright, I think we fired the guy that died. Um, which one is it? Grim something. Grimold. I think this was my first orc, but yeah, we fired this guy in favor of the other one that we just got. And there we go. 97 HP, and it hits kinda hard. It has resistance to electricity as well. And it still says it's a warrior. What does it take for an orc to turn into a knight? Yeah, it's under 4 digits now when it comes to the time that I have left in Lair. Hopefully it's enough for slime. I could smite those things. I'm finally get that. I could smite the statue actually. Smite is the most broken thing. Yeah, this smite is great. Any ability that has that certainty bundled is like inevitably gonna be really good, right? Maybe that's why I find Rift Wizard so satisfying, because everything in Rift Wizard is like that. You know how much damage it's gonna do. You know if you know that it's gonna hit. You know that it's gonna do what you want it to do. And yeah, really wish Scroll had more of that. Wait a second. Where's the entrance to Vault? I thought that it was on D14, but no idea. Is it on D13? Maybe it is on D13 after all. No, it's not here, so it's gotta be on D14. But I have already explored a good chunk of D14. Is this a situation for magic mapping? What a mystery. Maybe it is somewhere around here. This does look kinda... Oh yeah, it's gotta be here, look at that. Okay. That got me confused for a bit. I have cold resistance. I'm ready for this place. Yep. So, what do you guys have to say about the recent changes to crawl? Have you enjoyed the changes to the game so far? The mage is always the one that they target first, and it's always at the brink of death. I kind of want to get rid of it and replace it with another melee orc, because the melee orcs are a lot more resilient. Well, the javelin guy is doing his thing without really interfering with the other orcs, so that seems fine. The micromanaging of having 3 allies is probably gonna start coming up a lot more in this part of the game. Yeah, they are kind of allergic to corridors. They're also kind of allergic to big slime creatures. That's fine. I hope that it stays melded, so I can paralyze it all at the same time. Come on. Come on. Starting to get kind of worried. Okay. There we go. Took me 3 attempts, but we do get the paralysis. Beautiful. Is this a dead end? Hopefully not. It is a dead end. Oof. Okay, we found a hatch, but we want downstairs. We don't want a hatch. Yeah, I think that that Beogh should work the same way that HEP works, and you should be able to fire through your allies without any chance of hurting them. For the same reasons, like Beogh and HEP are very similar, and like the same reason that made it so that that change was added to HEP should also apply for Beogh. They're already different enough in many other ways to make it so that they're not too similar, even if they both have that same good property. Because at the end of the day, it's just like a quality of life thing more than anything. These guys are not particularly they're not as tanky and they're not as disposable as the HEP ancestor for you to want to put them in harm's way by just like having them tank everything, right? Found the downstairs. I wonder if they automatically go back to fight if I start fighting. No idea. Okay, I think I saved this guy one more time, and yeah, once again, it is the mage. The mage always at the brink of death. The mage always at the brink of death. Yeah, the moment that I can, I am gonna fire that mage and replace it for a tankier orc. We don't really need another mage. I'm already magical enough for my band of orcs. Does the Beogh blood for blood ability scale with invocations? And if so, should I dump everything I have into invocations? Maybe I should do that. You know, it's kind of magical that I have 27 evasion. I am stuck in a weird mindset where I keep forgetting that this is a Meteoran, and I sometimes think of it as a heal orc. And I'm like, heal orc has bad aptitudes for dodging. How come I have so much evasion? You'd be interested in versions of Beogh and Dread that let you fire through allies. Yes, yes. For Dread, it's also something that applies. Perhaps less so, because I think that Dread summons are much more disposable. After all, they are like kinda level locked, except for the one that's a permanent ally. Um, you should be able to fire through that one, not through the other ones. But yeah, for Beogh, you should also be able to fire through all of them. Someone should propose a change. And so that someone should maybe be me. I'm gonna mention it in the Roguelikes Discord when I finish the stream, if I remember about it. If I remember it, I guess. I think that it's pretty cool that you can go for incessant fighting pretty much with this species, but they'll follow me. Don't kill yourselves on Titanic slime creatures. Okay, we get rid of that. Yeah, I'd rather be the one tanking the Titanic slime creature actually. Oof, it took a ton of damage from. Yeah, I guess this place is not particularly friendly to orcs. Should you park the Beogh worshippers away from bolts? Because bolts does seem to have extraordinary amounts of dudes that are very good at killing the orcs, and we have already established how bad it is for the orcs to die. Especially, I guess that many of the issues, like that, is definitely an issue with the amount of time that I have. I don't know if you can rest to wait for them to regen, or if they come back with the amount of experience that you gain. Mm, so if it's that you can rest, I think it should be the other way around. I think that they should come back with experience. That would once again differentiate Beogh from Hep a good amount. Um, Bogwald is invigorated by your progress. Yeah, I think that Beogh does heal your dudes whenever you show that you're good at fighting. Yeah, your Orcish followers are sometimes invigorated when you deal damage. What would be the definition of invigoration here? Let's use Google one more time to figure that out. Invigoration. The act of invigorating. Yeah, very useful. Invigorating. Giving strength, energy, and vitality. I guess that would imply that your dudes are healed. Do you think they revive on experience? Yes, they should revive on experience. I agree with that. That makes them a lot more valuable than. Oof, this is kind of scary. You know, these guys are stronger than my dudes. You can tell because only one of them became peaceful. Oh man, that's really scary. I think that the Belk wouldn't get mad if I run away from these guys. I think it would be kind of funny if Belk did get mad. But come on, they're way out of my league. Like they're a lot stronger than my dudes, and there's a lot more of them. Are you joking? This is ridiculous. Are you about to die? Yeah, of course you are about to die. Um, I think that I have enough in the way of tankiness, evasion tank, to not be afraid for my own life, but I don't want my dudes to die. That would be quite inconvenient. If I was alone, this would be, well, when I opened the door, it would have been the perfect position to use immolation on. That's not a great place to land on, all things considered. If my dudes were at full HP, it would be a lot better. I think that I still have to recall them because otherwise they're gonna get killed by the other more powerful orcs, right? Surprising that this guy didn't die. Yeah, like really, really surprising. Just goes to show the drastic difference between the melee orcs and the mage orcs. In case it isn't clear, I think that the mage orcs are way, way worse than the melee orcs. Um, this is so exhausting. There is a lot of thought process going through even the simplest of fights. Um, yeah, I wouldn't like. I don't think a lot of people will ever be able to replicate this, at least not without them going out of their way to re-implement Meteoran as they are in this specific weird instance, because old Meteoran didn't have the mutation that I have that is completely making this a lot easier than old Meteorans were, and so on and so on. But like, I don't recommend playing this, at least not the way that I'm playing it, if you somehow go through all of the hoops that you need to jump in order to be able to play this at all. Play it as a melee character. Like you're really gonna be having a much more enjoyable experience fighting alongside your orcs instead of having to hide behind them because you only have single target spells in a land of bands, where you would really be better off if you had a couple of good area of effect spells. Um, Once again, I wish I had immolation at my disposal. And I guess I kinda do have it because it's not like I don't have the scroll, but would be immolating these guys. Um, it would be great if I got a beam spell. Now that I think about it, because some of the most powerful things that this character has been able to do is use Wand of Light after I use Zombie Hands. If I could replicate that on my own without having to use a consumable, it would be fantastic. I could also add a sprinkle of necromancy to this build, Death Channel. I'm very close to it, and I feel like it could be very good. But I don't know. So many things to train, not enough experience. I also want Crystal Spear for later in the game. Or a launcher, that is also a possibility. Dude, I hate that they are so bad at fighting in advantageous terrain, and they almost immediately turn it into non-advantageous terrain. Like the guy stepping on the door while the door is surrounded on the other side is like such a colossally bad move that a player would never do, but like the computer or the AI does every time. So you have to be so careful with that. And like these guys are not tanky enough to be able to get away with standing on the door for more than 2 turns. Like they would die almost instantly against all of these guys, right? Um, so yeah, pretty bad idea. Do we train more fighting or do we train for Crystal Spear? I'm gonna go for the Crystal Spear option. This is pretty nightmarish. Um, the fact that they keep walking for the door and I keep having to tell them to not do that because they're gonna die. Um, Definitely doesn't help that there is a large amount of enemies coming this way. I wonder if that Convoker convoked and I just didn't see it. Yeah. Oh man. I also have the issue where this is kind of extra attrition because my mana, like, using so much mana on single target, on single targets is not great. Hopefully my dudes come back soon. Nah, but I can carry it for the willpower. Unfortunately, I think that I do have to carry it for the willpower. I don't want to go back to that room with the warlords. Dude, it's pretty crazy. Why am I getting these orcs that are not nearly of the same level as the warlords? Find Martyr's Knell. I do have that. Beckons for the soul of a long dead martyr to shield your allies. Oh yeah, it is Guardian Golem. Ah, that sounds like it is really, really, really good for what I'm trying to do. I should probably learn it. I should also probably not fight Menace. So yeah, perhaps we get a little bit of this, like 9, so we can use Martyr's Knell. And then Martyr's Knell is, of course, ideal for what we're trying to do. That's pretty much the same room. I don't want to be anywhere close to Menace. So we go on an epic journey to find the last set of stairs, ideally before I run out of time. Dude, this is gonna be so hardcore because I'm running very low on the salt clock on the process of going down to Bolts 5, right? And then Bolts 5 is a marathon of a level. Like, I bet that I could just have the whole of my salt clock and start straight on Bolts 5 and I would still run into salt clock problems. Um, that's how hardcore of a level it is. But maybe the Beogh ability, the Blood for Blood ability, maybe that will take care of it. Hopefully, ideally. Oh, for a second, I thought that my dude had died, but I'm glad that it wasn't the case. Okay, I am getting carried by this guy. This guy is crucial. I think that if that guy dies, I die. Let's reveal a bit more tiles to gain back a bit more HP. Yeah, so gambly of a playstyle. Like if you want to heal fast, you need to explore, but exploring could make you run into a fight, and then that's not good. Um, Something makes me think that I'm not gonna be able to do Bolt 5 with the way that this is going. Look at how much time I have left. We found Crypt, but I have no resistance to negative. Doing Crypt without resistance to negative really, really hurts. Getting barbed when you have allies really sucks. I need to reposition right now for so many reasons. Like I want to move here because that blocks line of fire of the Yoctor and it lets me attack this guy. And I will take some damage from it. I guess taking damage is better than not being able to do it at all, right? Hey, they're back. Okay. Okay. Please don't die again because I kinda do need them. Um, Okay, Martyr's Knell. I should probably be casting that every fight, right? Let's make a little bit of a macro. Okay, so now I press 2 every fight and I make one of these guys. It's a lot of dudes. I'm glad that for once I have resistance to electricity, so I don't have to be unreasonably terrified of Thunderhawks. I have other things to be unreasonably terrified of, like for example, Frosthearts are very strong versus my guys. But Thunderhooks, I like Thunderhooks. Normally, I would be scared because they can directly kill me, but on this occasion they can't. Okay, I went fine. Is there anything that I want to pick up? Not really. It died instantly. It's gotta be the mage, right? Like that was a mage. Dude, why? I really want to replace that mage with something better already. Come on. It just spawns to die. Wow, another guy died. The strongest guy died. Like, what's up with that? Um, Man, really, like it's only it takes only a second of you not micromanaging your allies for them to drop like flies. I think I don't know actually if that is because of my experience level or what, but man, it feels like this needs a buff. Like this feels weak. Also, I forgot to do this. That's probably related to why my guys died, but come on. I don't need Acrobat. What is this? Nothing interesting. Yeah, I don't think I care. If I was going to do anything range related that is not magic, it would be a ranged weapon because I have 30 dexterity and only 9 strength for some reason. I already found the downstairs. Well, I mean, I found them, but I cannot get to them. Also, doing this with no guys in Bolt 5 is gonna be painful. Okay, Frostheart. Do you have cold resistance or something? No. Oh, it has a good chunk of armor class. That's why it didn't get absolutely destroyed by the Frostheart. That's nice. 9 summons. By the way, I should probably summon something here. Conjurations, Earth Magic. More Conjurations than Earth Magic, because we really want that that Crystal Spear. I already have it memorized and everything. Wow, Death Beam. That killed a bunch of dudes. That was a bit of a funny little room, kind of a trap. You are incentivized to walk into the door because of a corridor, but then the Vault Warden jumps in and locks you in. You're still able to fight on advantageous terrain, keeping in mind that you're usually solo versus a bunch of dudes, but with an ally that's not so advantageous. Jeez, I really do not see myself doing Bolt 5 with 900 turns, and that's like on the absolute best scenario. Yeah, I think it's gonna be impossible. So what third rune do I get if I'm not gonna be doing Bolts 5? Maybe the Abyss, because unlike most of my characters that wander into the Abyss, this one has pretty okay stealth, so I'm not gonna be stuck into a ton of or in a ton of fights that I don't wanna get into. Screw your courage to the sticking place and face a challenge. Well, not the best time for that to happen, considering that I was about to leave. But sure, at the very least I'll be able to replace. It's a mage. It's a mage. Ah, this one has a. Oh, this has really good spells. Okay, this is the kind of mage that I would bother protecting. Look at that. Vault of Magma and Haste. It's not gonna haste me, of course, but it's gonna haste the other guys. This is a classic Meteoran third rune. Yeah, that makes sense. Even though, well, it's infinite healing, I guess. But you're gonna be stuck in fights. Well, thinking about old Meteoran, that is, this one is probably gonna do much better in the Abyss. Oh, it has a Ring of Evasion. Funny. Okay, and I cannot smite you because Beogh doesn't allow me to smite you. Yeah, of course. We're gonna fire the wizard. Goodbye, wizard. Yes. Hello, guy with haste. You're hired. 73 HP. Yeah, unfortunate. I knew that it was not gonna have 90 something HP. Yeah, I guess that we get out of here. I wanted to get all the gems, but I was never gonna get the tomb one, and I also seem to not be able to get these ones, the ones from bolts. When it says haste, it's not haste other, right? I guess that monster haste is self haste. Well, that was a funny little journey into bolts. Look at the sub timer dropping bolts. Just getting out got me to 500. I should tell them to not be here. Yeah, I'll be with you in a bit. Read immolation. And then zombie hands. And then zombie hands again. And then we could maybe do a little bit of this. I kind of wanna fall back. Yeah, so that way I get a bit of a better LRD. Hits more things. Perfect. Of course, I knew that the only thing that was not gonna die was the fire giant, and we can definitely get rid of that now, because when I first saw this bolt, I was like, there was no way that I could do this, but now I definitely can. Beautiful. Yes, sometimes it's better for you to park your allies for a bit. Ah, well, this is an upgrade. Ring of Cold Resistance. Okay. Do we do depths now? I could also, well, I don't think I can even try to do slime now that I think about it. I wish I could, but I don't think I can. Okay. Sweet. Got some nice rewards for being able to kill that guy. Alrighty, welcome to the depths. Now I have, how many turns for the gem? 3,000. I can do it. Yeah, definitely can do it. Does anyone know how much willpower Meteoran had per level up? I think it's at least 4. It's at least 4. I would feel a bit more confident about my willpower if I had a willpower item. I don't need to, but I do feel like I need one. Crystal Spears at 75. We're almost there. When it's at 50, I'll take off the orb and I'll see my capabilities for crystal spearing people. That way, maybe I'll be able to not stone arrow, stone giants. I'm glad that my Depths 1 was not an open level. Depths 1 open level is brutal. Okay, got a guy back. Hmm. Um, it's gotta say something bad about this character that every time I see something like this, I'm like immolation. That's what I do, and yeah, that's not really what you do. That's very much not what your default should be, because it's consumable. If I could use Tin of Tremor Stones, the life of having allies kinda sucks. I'm just gonna hold this place while I wait for those guys to run away, and then I'll use immolate or like I'll use Tin of Tremor Stones. Hello, Lentil Sunrise. Thank you for stopping by. Um, okay, now I can use Tin of Tremor Stones without fear of Beogh getting ultra mad at me for no good reason. What's the species background? What is the button? Yeah, you're a level 20 Meteoran Earth Elementalist. That's what it is. And if you're wondering how am I playing a Meteoran of New Beogh, well, mm, that would be a tricky thing. You need to have a character that you started in Trunk when Meteorans were around, and then upgrade it to a version where Beogh is a god that can be worshipped by everything, and then you have a Meteoran of Beogh. Um, Definitely a pretty rough experience. I cannot say that it is to my liking. Um, you can't tolerate gods that don't tolerate you hurting your allies. What do you think about Okawaru then? Okawaru doesn't even give you the option to have allies in the first place. Some would consider that to be a downside, but not me. Oh, come on. Why did I do that? Not sure how you feel about New Beogh. Seems useful in the beginning, but is it still useful by the end? The power of your dudes scales up. But I think that any random orc warlord that you find is gonna be more powerful than any one of your dudes, I guess you could say. And for example, I was in Bolts and I found a room with like 4 warlords, and I was like, that is impossible. That cannot be done. Um, yeah, I feel like by the time you start finding warlords, maybe your dudes should be about as powerful as warlords. I wonder if LRD on a simulacrum does cold damage, because it says the icy blast. You would expect the icy blast to not be physical damage, to be cold damage, or perhaps icicle damage, part physical and part ice. But I don't know if that's how it works. You had a follower with an anti-magic trident that was useful, but your followers eventually died before you died. You believe in Spider. Crawl mid-game experience. I also had a rough time in Spider. Spider was the second branch that I did. But yeah, in Bolts, there was a period of time where I had no allies. Well, not in Bolts, in Swamp. And that was kind of rough. That guy was in the process of dying, Once again, these suicidal elves, or like not elves, orcs. Why do you insist on doing that? Stop doing that. Oh, that's a Storm Dragon. If I get scales, I get the Treasure Trove, and then the Treasure Trove might be game-changing. And they're gonna die to this Iron Dragon so bad. Yeah. Why are they mighty? Are they getting... Oh no, it's someone, one of these guys, yeah, turned into a knight or something. Yeah, it doesn't say knight here, but it has battle cry, so it's a knight. May not say it's a knight, but it is a knight. Jeez, it got double sapped by electricity. Didn't even dodge once. I would have died. If I was that guy, I would have been completely dead. Please drop scales. Okay, that is not scales. Unfortunate. Somehow none died. None of my dudes died there. Okay, we're still obviously not done. This is some kind of ridiculous depth vault. So of course we're not done. You know, I killed one of these I killed a tentacle monstrosity in Swamp. It's not really that scary. I don't think it should be marked as an extremely dangerous monster. I know that it's only marked like that because it has very high hit dice. But yeah, when it comes to monsters that have high hit dice, it's probably one of the least dangerous ones. I wonder what that is. Maybe it's a shop. It's not a shop. It's a gateway to hell. Zombie hands grab something. Do zombie hands grab invisible monsters? Like, is that how it works? Because I remember Wand of Roots not grabbing invisible things. Maybe Wand of Roots grabs invisible things now. Do we get intelligence or dexterity? I think that I'm gonna get intelligence because at the end of the day, the plan for this character is Crystal Spear, which by the way I pretty much can already cast. It's 56, but if I take off the orb, I'm gonna be able to cast it. I'm amazed at the fact that with what little of the game I have seen, I have such good resistances. Like I have one pip of everything pretty much. I don't have willpower and I don't have resistance to negative, but maybe I can get away with not having those. I would like to believe that I can get away with not having those. They got changed to grab Invis creatures. I think they do less damage or something. They probably, like the invisible monsters probably break away more easily, and that's why they deal more damage. Or like why they deal less damage. Yeah, at least that's how I would make it. How I would do it. I mean, I already cleared the bulk of this, so might as well reap the rewards, right? I think it's a fair trade-off of Sot Clock for whatever rewards are in here. Lesser Beckoning could be funny. I have Blink, by the way, which I haven't really been using, but I should use it. There's probably been a couple of situations where I should have blinked. The glass eyes don't have a warm-up period. They just do it to you. That's kind of messed up. I don't think I want anything from there. Every time I use Wand of Roots or Zombie Hands, another monster appears that I would really like to use that on. It's kind of cartoonish, not gonna lie. This guy's seriously draining me. +5 Quick Blade of Draining. Very dangerous thing. I guess we use Wand of Light again. Are you still grabbed? Okay, you are. Stupid Spriggan Band. And of course the guy at the front is a mage, not a melee character. Okay, you better do your thing. I need you to kill everything. Oh, it's gonna die to the elephant. Recall. Nothing appears to have answered your call. Okay. Hold on, it's winning. How are you winning versus a Berserk Elephant? It won. Miraculous. Okay, that's slightly better. So yeah, wait for 5 mana, cast Zombie Hands. Let Zombie Hands do its thing. Excuse me, game? I have been able to stand next to some of these things like nothing for multiple turns, and now I stand next to one guy and it takes 70 damage. Someone just turned off my evasion or something. Okay. This is not a great moment to be a Meteork. Not gonna lie. Do I breathe teleport here? I think that I do because when I land after the teleport, I'm almost guaranteed to go back to full HP. Hmm. I'm so close that my dudes are able to catch up to me without me recalling. This is not great. I should recall so that that dude doesn't die to the giant. Well, let's go on an epic journey to reveal some tiles and regain some resources. We don't want to step on that. I shouldn't dig. I wanted to get all the gems, but I think that I am satisfied with just winning now. I would like to get the gem for this place, of course, and the gem for Sot, but I think that's it. Do you think there's more loot in there that I would like to check? Probably not, right? If to begin with, loot doesn't do a lot for me. Like the best thing that I could find is the Enchantress, maybe for the Enchantress scales. Let's just go downstairs. Going downstairs will pretty much be a full heal anyway. No need to fool around in this level. I should do this thing as well. I keep forgetting it. How's Crystal Spear looking? 47. That means take off the orb, and I'll be able to cast Crystal Spear. Take off the orb, and I'll be able to cast Crystal Spear. Well, not really, 26, but we're really close. I guess I'll check again once I have it at 30 or something with the orb equipped. It would be great to find some storm dragons because I want scales. Want some storm scales. I wonder what's in there. Probably nothing good for me. You know, I'm glad that I got to try this Meteoran of Beogh experience. It's very unique. Um, I wouldn't play it if I had it. If I had access to it every time, I definitely wouldn't play it. But it's nice to be able to play it as if it was a time limited thing. Um, mm, I got marked? Did I go downstairs and hear a teleport trap? No, no, I didn't. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go upstairs, wait that out, and then go downstairs. Another Storm Dragon, another opportunity for unlocking that treasure trove. Fingers crossed. Storm scales are intact enough to wear. I wonder what magical things we're gonna get that will help me on my journey. If we get, well, there's a good chunk of things that I could get that would actually be really strong, um, like jewelry, armor. I wonder why, if it has Bolt of Magma, it doesn't constantly do it. We are not gonna be using this or this or this. I guess those can be dropped. Gonna tell them to wait here. And let's go on a quick trip to okay, what do we get here? Hopefully there's more than these. Oh, there's more. Yeah, there's rings. I couldn't see them in console. In console, it's difficult to see the rings. Noctopod's treasure trove, not bad. It's not terrible. I want to pick that up. A hat. But I already have a +2 helmet. A hat of intelligence. A hat of regen. Okay, I like how they progressively got better. Yeah, I'll definitely equip the hat of regen. I guess that it doesn't matter to be optimal with my movement here because maybe I should pick that up. Yeah, maybe I should be carrying that around. So after all, a ring of fire resistance. We don't care about that. Nah. Nah. Yep. Absolutely nah. No, no. How underwhelming has this been? This is insane. Okay, yeah, very underwhelming trove. We did get one very good item in the form of the hat, but even the hat is not just a straight up upgrade because I lose 1 point of armor class, I think. The region is really nice. I could take off the amulet because I don't know if I care about mana regen so much anymore, and I can equip this for resistance to negative, a second peep of fire resistance. These are better resistances for SOT. I just hope that I do not run into mana issues because of the removal of my amulet of mana regen. Okay, we don't want anything from here, right? I don't think we do. One more check. Yeah, no intelligence items. I don't think that I found a single intelligence item in the entirety of the playthrough. But yeah, if I had an intelligence ring, I would be using it instead of the dexterity ring. Back to depths. You know, if I somehow manage to get Shatter, what I would be doing with this character is literally parking these guys and then shattering everything, and then just pulling them with whatever little mana I have left if I fail to kill everything. I think that would be a much more smooth game experience for me than doing the usual. Come on, dude. Why do they drop like flies? I swear for example, the Night Ancestor is not that fragile. And what died was a warrior orc. Yeah, not my most powerful warrior orc, but it was a warrior orc. Um, I think that the orcs are definitely not holding up. But I might also do they scale with your experience level? Because if they do, that would explain it. Because I'm not at the experience level that normal people would be when doing this part of the game. I still have to do the abyss. Have to find an abyss bolt. Can I persuade you not to do that? Not to summon some stuff? You wonder how much stronger they can get? At the very least, they should have like 130 or so HP. Like this is the mage, but the melee one. This is also the most recent melee one that I have gotten. It's not even at 100 HP. It has okay damage, but it doesn't have okay durability for this point in the game. Doesn't cut it anymore. Lacks resistances, lacks HP. It lacks a lot. I wonder if for like bolts it would be fine. I know for sure that, as someone else said earlier, yeah, like as Lentils and Rice said, I think, strong in the early game, useful in beginning, but is it still useful by the end? I can tell you at least that based on Deep's experience, I think that Hep is just more useful in the end. Yeah, in comparison, Hep seems more useful in the end. How much damage does a smite do? A ton. A ton. It doesn't say. I wish it said, but it does a ton of damage. It scales with invocations, so if you wanted to deal a ton of damage, you train invocations. Perhaps it's not the wisest thing to do to just be doing this part of the game. I can wait because I still only have 2 runes anyway. Need to get the Abyss rune. Um, but I want the experience. Going for the Abyss? Yes, as Meteoran, it's difficult for me to get a 3rd rune from pretty much anywhere else. I was in Bolts, and I'm pretty much out of time in Bolts. I was in Lair a good amount of time already. I got through 2 runes from there. I won't be getting the 3rd one. Mm, yeah, I think that I do have to do Bolts, and that's really the only option there is. Or like not Bolts, the Abyss. This might be the Abyss. I think that this is the Abyss entrance. Uh-huh. Cute statues. Do we leave these guys in here? I think we do because they... I don't think that the Abyss is particularly friendly to your dudes. They'll wait. Okay, this place has no soft clock at least. So I can take all the time that I need to traverse this awful place, maybe even farm some levels, as horrible as that sounds. I can press out explore. I should be pressing out explore. Yeah, might as well enjoy the only place in the whole game where a Meteoran can out explore. Can you farm Abyss again? The monsters drop experience, but the more you farm it, the more it's gonna pull you deeper and deeper. Like you cannot just farm indefinitely. Stop. Jeez. Potions cannot restore your health. Your spells are easier to cast but less powerful. Crystal Spears at 34%. Limit is you get pulled deeper and lower floors are super deadly. Yep. Pretty much anything after Abyss 3 is like brutal. Abyss 4 is rough. Abyss 5 is rougher, and then Abyss 6 and 7 are pretty insane. But the deeper you go, the more easy it is to find the rune. I think in Abyss 7, it's literally in your line of sight, but it is so difficult to get that it doesn't matter. I like that Cygnus doesn't do anything for Mr. Meteork. I still reveal like 4 paces worth of tiles and I go back to full HP. I got turned into a pig by this. Can I drink a potion to not die here? I can just run away. Yeah, I'm a Meteoran. I can just run away. Haha. Try that on anything that's not a Meteoran. Yeah, try that in 0.32. Meteoran privilege right here. I feel like almost anything else would have died. But if you escape and go back down, does it reset? No, you always enter the abyss at the deepest depth that you have been in. That's how it works. This has already lasted for a good amount of time. Okay. Nope. Nope, let's go in exactly the opposite direction of that Dread Leech. I can probably kill it with Beogh's Might, but risky and unnecessary. So, to illustrate my point, I'm about to get out. I'm an Abyss too. Keep note of that. Get out, tell them to wait here, and go back in. We're going back into Abyss 2. Resetting the Abyss there was a good thing to do because I had aggro the Dread Leech, which I definitely didn't want to fight. Not that I couldn't beat it, it's just that there's no need to do that, right? Burning Whale. Okay. Okay. I've seen these guys before. I should avoid Wretched Stars. Yeah, like my first encounter with Wretched Star left me so nerfed. I still haven't fully recuperated. Better not to fight more. Okay. Cannot do much if I just keep running into them. Dude, I hate it. I hate Wretched Stars. They're among my least favorite monsters in the game. I'm thinking about how to deal with this situation right here. It's not a good situation. An Executioner is actually a scary thing to see on a high evasion character. High evasion, low armor class character, to clarify. Hey, it kill stealed me, or it stole my kill. It went for a little bit of a kill steal, but I don't care. I shall permit it, because that guy was kind of scary. This character would be a lot better if I had a way to kill things that does not require magic. Like, as I have been saying multiple times, I should have built this character as a melee character, and things would be a lot easier. No, why? You're gonna die or be left in the abyss. Just like that. I hope it's not death, but I bet it is. Hey, it's not death. It's not with me, but it's not death. I hope that means that I can recall it whenever I need to recall it, which means when I'm not here. Yeah, imagine if it worked like that. That Beogh throws allies at you in the abyss would be literally the same thing that I just complained about, where you receive support in depths or in sod that is literally normal orcs. Like, what are normal orcs gonna do at that point in the game? Old Beogh was flawed in that regard. I wonder why it didn't get changed before it got removed. Like, just make it give you knights beyond a certain point in the game. It could even be made so that it checks what part of the game you're on and it gives you level appropriate orcs, like knights in bolts, and if you're in devs, you start getting warlords. Maybe not even that many of them. Like it would be fine if you were to get like one or two. Um, we don't have a port. That is a shame. So many spells that we have seen, but we don't have a port. Mm. Can I? I can't. A bizarre contraption made from a coil and a rod. I bet neither the coil nor the rod are brittle. I was thinking of just ignoring things, but my path has been blocked by that guy. Yeah, don't mind me, just passing by. Nothing to look at here. Everybody go back to doing whatever you were doing. Once again, Meteoran privilege. I feel like almost no other thing could have done what I just did there. Um, the HP from revealing those tiles certainly helped mitigate whatever damage I took. And also Acrobat, right? Because I have Acrobat 44 evasion. Immediate gate out right after. Immediate gate out right after picking up the rune. That almost never happens, but it is great when it does. Um, Excuse me? You gotta be joking. Let me take a screenshot of this because I'm sure this is a bug. Um, I think that the Shining One worked kind of like this. Um, yeah, I remember someone getting the Shining One mad at them because they reflected a poison arrow, and like this is way back when the Shining One got mad by poison, um, and then the reflected poison arrow poisoned the monster. But anyway, I guess I do have to kill some guys. Oh yeah, you are the guy with the Buckler of Reflection. Oh, I cannot smite you. Oh, well, that sucks. Not like it really matters. I can just use these. And hopefully that's enough to kill you. Yeah, just a bunch of spiders. Okay, face a challenge. Well, in the absence of orcs, I have spiders. What do you do? 124. Just hits hard. Doesn't even have great defenses. You know what the saddest thing about this is? I think this buffed version of this orc wouldn't even be enough for Sot. Like, I'm sure these guys, like, this is just a classic orc situation where, like, they're just not powerful enough for a single orb of fire. Like, I could have 7 of these orcs. Like, the quality of these orcs is just so low that I could have 7 of them and they would not be on par with a single orb of fire. Which is absolutely tragic and very sad. Are you Giga poisoned? You're not even poisoned at all. How come? Um, your redback bites Norback but does no damage. And it happened a couple of times, apparently. I mean, it's an upgrade, so I do want to kill that orc. Perfect. Dude, this sucks. I cannot fire a dude to hire this dude, which I do want because this is slightly better than some of the other dudes that I have. Wow. I hope that I can just remain in this level for long enough to mollify Beogh so I can actually acquire my upgrade. Otherwise, why did I even bother fighting that guy? This is what I would define as a huge mess. I feel like, to begin with, I shouldn't even have made Beogh mad in the first place. Just downsides of playing an ally god, right? And then, um, even while Beogh is mad, I should still be able to fire a dude to hire this dude. Maybe make it go away right after I hire it, but I want to hire it. Come on. Oh, a little bit of a kill steal. Sure. Well, this certainly sucks, especially because my salt clock is not getting any longer, you know? Not here, so probably I lost the chance to hire the guy. Rough. How's this looking? 30%. So if I take it off, if I take off the orb, I can already cast it, um, which is real nice. Let's do that. Take off the orb of energy. 13% chance to miscast Crystal Spear. Didn't even want to have allies anyway. I could use Smite for the Shining Eye. You know, I took off the orb, immediately ran out of mana, but I didn't cast Crystal Spear. I think that the order of actions may not have been the most ideal one. Now I'm running away, trying to find some tiles to see, hoping that I do not reveal more enemies. Okay, that's fine. Now, moment for the Crystal Spearing. I get a miscast first attempt, jeez. Okay, do I have this spell on that? Because, yeah, I do. Okay, maybe I should learn that for leeches. I miss my allies. They were pretty useful, actually. Strong offensively, but so fragile, you know? A lot more fragile than the equivalent by HEP, as I have been continuously saying. And the more the game goes on, the more I believe it. So yeah, immense regret over going the skilling route that I took instead of just going for something that doesn't use mana. because the more the game goes on, the more I find myself in these situations where I'm out of mana, but not out of enemies. How much mana did I even use on the first enemy? I guess it's my fault for using Iron Shot at all. Jeez, that feels really bad. I think that certain spells should not cost like the amount of mana that their level is. Like for example, Crystal Spear is not worth 8 mana. Like make it hard to learn, but don't make it expensive as well. If such a thing was to happen, like if those things were decoupled, it would be a huge buff for mages. I would like it at the very least. How many times do I have to hit this guy with a Wand of Flame to kill it? Randall Ring. Oof, my salt clock. This is not looking good at all. And I think it's a bit too late for me to train anything that's not Crystal Spear. We just have to win the game with it. Or try to win the game with it anyway. Maybe we can get away with doing a little bit of a ninja. We have 3 blinking, we have 4 haste. Maybe we can just make a run for it. I wish I had more level to explore too, to quickly regain my mana. You know, after playing this, I'm glad that that Meteorks or Meteoran are gone from the game. They were not good. Not good mages, at least. Also, I think definitely too ambitious of a design that doesn't really work in crawl. We're almost done. I hope that you have enjoyed this run. You pick up the Midnight Gem. Feel its impossibly delicate weight in your hands. Let's see the gems. We got 5 gems. With the chances of getting a 6th one, which is probably gonna happen. A shame that I won't get the Bolts one, or the Elf one, or the Crypt one, or the Slime one, or the Tomb one. Oh, I didn't pick that up. Hold on. Goodbye these, I suppose. And goodbye Ring of Dexterity as well. Yeah, that's a little bit of extra intelligence for a little bit of Crystal Spear. Pretty nice. I wonder how much my damage improves by equipping this. Probably not that much. If I was carrying heavier armor, I could try it on, but it doesn't matter. Hey, downstairs. Getting pretty lucky with the downstairs here. Oof. Oh no, can I even beat that? With Smite, maybe. Like, I could just smite her to death if I had access to Smite anyway. Things were going very well until I found BB. Yeah, maybe we can get some experience and modify Beogh. How mad is Beogh anyway? You should show more discipline. I think that we're about to modify Beogh. Sweet. But I shouldn't be using Iron Shot anymore. Like, I have Crystal Spear for a reason. Does Crystal Spear not do anything funny? Like Iron Shot? I think it's weird that Iron Shot has the thing where you get pushed away. Um, but Crystal Spear doesn't have anything like that. Crystal Spear also has less range than Iron Shot, right? Yeah, one less. That spell needs crazy buffs. Um, for a single target spell, like, I mean, I guess it is close to being the pinnacle of a single target spell. It's not even that. Like, compare it to Maxwell's thingy, right? That is a single target spell. They're comparable because they're both level 8 spells, and they're both single target. But Maxwell's thing is way stronger than Crystal Spear, and it's only single school too. No, it's not an item, it's a spell. Yeah, it's single school, level 8, and it's more powerful than Crystal Spear. It takes a couple of turns of channeling, but effectively Crystal Spear also does because it's not common for you to one-shot things with Crystal Spear. So the turns of channeling of Crystal Spear is just you recasting it, and therefore it costing you 8 mana every turn that you're channeling it. It's so pitiful. Um, Maybe casting it should give you a buff that gives you an activated ability where for like turns of so you can throw crystal spears for free. Um, that would definitely make it on par with Maxwell's. Would that be too strong? Maybe, but it's a level 82 school spell, so I think it deserves to be that powerful. Anyway, it's nice to have my guys back. And it really is a shame that I wasn't able to fire one of these guys for the one that I found earlier. It's such a terrible timing for that to happen. Well, now that I have my dudes, I can probably deal with BB, right? Let's go ahead and try that. Make it way stronger, but not effective on the same target, so you're not supposed to spam it. I think like the main issue that I have with Crystal Spear is that it costs 8 mana. 8 mana for a single target spell is prohibitively expensive. Especially when you like compare it to level 8 spells in other schools. You have Fridge. Fridge is not even level 8, it's level 7. You have Ignition. You have MCC, which is, as I already talked about, the pinnacle single target spell, like the absolute zenith. It doesn't get much better than that unless you go to a version with absolute zero. Crystal Spear really falls behind a lot of those. You're surprised Beogh can send a dude during penance? Do you wonder if it's an oversight? It probably is. I don't think the devs particularly care. Um, Okay. Oh, wow, I went for the smite at almost destroying and it didn't kill. Jeez. Okay, let's do it again. There we go. You were never gonna make it. Yeah, I said earlier, like with my dudes and with Beogh smites, I can kill BB without a lot of difficulty, and that's exactly what happened. Now let's regain some resources by revealing tiles, and therefore revealing enemies. I'm hungry. But I feel like if I eat something now, I'm not gonna be able to sleep. And I want to sleep because I have to wake up early tomorrow to start or to continue fixing my sleeping schedule for Saturday and the thing that I have to do. I can probably beat those, but I need to do it on my own. Immolation would be great here. Just as any bolt spell would be, but nowadays there's not a lot of bolt spells in Crawl. I don't have Plasma Beam, for example, which is the one that I was thinking of, and even if I did, I don't have the skill to use it. But I do have to say that if I had gotten Plasma Beam, I would have gone for Plasma Beam instead of Crystal Spear, and I feel like the character would be significantly more powerful as a result of that. Um, okay, that went incredibly well. Are you joking? They are so fragile, and they die so easily, and they take forever to come back. That really sucks. Um, I don't know if I can give an objective judgment of the new version of Beogh, considering the circumstances that brought me to playing it, but it doesn't look that great. Like it looks like it's much weaker than Heb beyond a certain point in the game. Sure, stronger earlier because a single one of these dudes will carry you through. This is Ghost Moth. A single one of these dudes will carry you through the earlier parts of the game, but beyond a certain point, they really fall off like super badly. Okay. I cannot like I was fighting the death cough and my thought was there is no way a single death cough alone kills one of my dudes. And what happened? A single death cough alone killed one of my dudes. Um, yeah, that feels bad. It feels real bad. Um, very poisoned. Yeah, like, come on. No resistances. Dude, it's a joke. I think that it's slightly stronger than old Beogh was in the earlier parts of the game, but it gets to a point where like literally warlords that you gave gold scales to are stronger than what you're getting. Um, Once again, I don't know if the whatever you receive scales with your experience level. I think it should scale with the place in the game that you're at. Like I promise you, no one's gonna do stupid things like go to depths 4. at experience level 5 or so to get like really strong orcs. And if they do, let them have it. Like, come on, that's already difficult enough that they deserve to win the game if they manage to do that kind of thing. Yeah, like they should not scale with experience level. They should scale with whatever place you're in the game. Like, I'm sure that some crazy person is gonna want to do Beogh Extended. If they want to do Beogh Extended, give them orcs that actually are strong enough to not just die to everything, every enemy that lives in Extended. Because these guys, they don't stand a chance in Extended. If I was to... This is supposed to be a melee orc. Think about it. It's got 70 HP and it's got 25 armor class, which is the only redeeming quality about this guy. Everything else is just terrible. I tell you, any warlord that you could grab off the dungeon is more powerful than these guys, and it's further like the issue is further exacerbated. Like the disparity in power level between old Beogh and current Beogh is further exacerbated by the fact that old Beogh could allow you to give items to your dudes. So you could actually like, oh, this guy already has great resistances somehow. Let's give it a launcher or a polearm, or let's give it a polearm with resistances, or a launcher with resistances. And if it's like a guy with a really good weapon, let's give it gold scales so that it doesn't explode. That was like, dude, it's so. I think it's tragic what ended up happening to Beogh. And I was not so negative about the change until this point, where it is very clear that it is just significantly weaker and a lot more painful to be playing with Beogh by this point in the game compared to how it used to be. Plasma Beam feels pretty main SOT, but what you fail to realize is that those enemies are not the rule, they're the exception. The rule in SOT is dragons and draconians. There's a ton of those. And those die good to Plasma Beam. Sure, red draconians and fire dragons are resistant to fire, and storm dragons and black draconians are immune to the electricity part, but like no single enemy is immune to both. Yeah, orbs of fire would be the closest thing to that, but for orbs of fire I would have iron shot, because like I got iron shot and then I would have like to go for plasma beam. It's not instead of iron shot I would get plasma beam. It's more like in addition to iron shot I would get plasma beam. Talking about orbs of fire, I don't even want to go close to that, because I like the orb of fire looks at these guys and they both die instantly. Like they just need to be within the vicinity of the orb of fire and they would instantly cease to exist. Oh, for a second I thought it turned into an orb of fire. What is it going to turn into? Yorogumo. Okay, that's not terrible. Iron Shot Crystal Spear feels pretty bad. Isn't Iron Shot out of the game? I mean, there's Bombard, which is Iron Shot, but it sometimes pushes you away. It's literally the same thing. It's just renamed. Yeah, it feels bad, because I see these Draconians and I'm like, I have to babysit these guys, and the old orcs I wouldn't need to babysit for a normal band of Draconians. To begin with, I would have like 6 or 7, and it would only be a matter of a bit like positioning, because they would be tanky enough to not die. Yeah, look at this guy. It's gotten hit by two things. It's supposed to be my most powerful, tankiest orc with 97 HP and 20 armor class, and it's gotten hit twice and it's about to die. Um, okay, somehow it didn't die there, but it's about to. Yeah, that sucks. I think it was getting hit by electricity attacks too, which it had resistance to. I don't know how it died to that. Hmm. Okay, so I just used my charge of sack of spiders for nothing. Ah, man. I'm down to one orc, and I know for sure that it's impossible to go back to more than one orc by the time I am about to grab the orc, which is like right now. Yeah, like there's just not enough experience left in the game for that. Man, I hate this. I hate this. This is awful. Um, I don't know what's up with crawl devs, but I feel like they take every opportunity to add something cool and then just like make it horrible. Um, I cannot say specifically for these guys, but I've seen or I've heard what has happened to Coglins. I should probably go and grab that corpse to use the ability. I have not used the ability even once, and I feel like it would be a good thing to do. Um, Immolation would be great here. There's an there's an invisible monster standing on the corpse. Oh, oh man, I'm so tilted. Ah, there's an invisible monster standing on the corpse. This Beogh sucks, dude. It's so bad. Why do you have to be standing on the corpse? Why do you have to be standing on the corpse, dude? It's such a nightmare of positioning. Like everything is bad with this Beogh. Um, it might be partially related to the kind of character that I'm playing, but come on, why does it have to be like this? Why do the orcs have to be such garbage? It's like playing Atheist. Well, it's not really Atheist because you have Smite, but this should not require you to be standing on the corpse. It should require you to see the corpse. It should not require you to be standing on the corpse. That's garbage. Oh, man, that is such garbage. Yeah, and of course I'm not gonna be able to do that vengeance thing on the bolt, which was kind of my plan. Like my plan was maybe I do the vengeance thing and then I just kite these guys into the sword bolt and I just keep the vengeance going until I grab the orb. And maybe that's how I win the game. But considering how my corpse just decided to drop dead upon literally entering the level, well, that's not gonna happen. You heard New Beogh described as better than Atheist recently? I mean, it's barely better than Atheist. I have to agree that it's better than Atheist because Atheist cannot smite for nuclear damage, but that's about it. Do you really want to go a god for one ability? That is admittedly pretty cool and pretty strong, but do you want to go a god for one ability? It like the most emblematic aspect of Beogh was amassing a band of orcs. Um, and this Beogh really, really doesn't do it. Like, come on, the orcs are too weak and it takes too long for them to come back. You cannot even give them items anymore. They don't spawn with resistances. Resistances are so important. I know devs don't want to believe it, but resistances are so important, but for both players and player allies. And when the allies are so hard to recuperate, them being so garbage at the same time is just feels bad. Have I used Blood for Blood this game? No. And with the way that this is going, I'm not gonna use it. That was my last opportunity to use it. I wanted to see what it was going to do, but I'm not gonna see it. By the way, I'm probably gonna die before this teleport happens, with the way that this is going. Now I wonder if I'm gonna drop in a position where I'm gonna die instantly. How bad is this? I cannot quite tell where the orb is. I should have read, well, to begin with, resistance, I suppose. And then we read magic mapping to see exactly where the orb is. Maybe I'm closer to the orb than I think. I'm not even in the vault. I thought that I was in the vault, but I guess that's my bad. I thought that I was in the vault. Oh my god. How do we get rid of this stupid situation? How do we survive this? Another teleport. Maybe it drops me in the vault this time. Quicksilver Dragon, so I'm not even gonna bother hasting. With a bit of luck, this guy's not gonna get rid of my teleport. Of course it does. Yeah, they don't care about your evasion. Those monsters, they should just remove any semblance of you being able to dodge their ability, because you're not gonna dodge it. I had 40 evasion here, and it still hit me. Multiple things are hitting me with my 40 evasion. Oh man, why am I playing this? I should be playing Tevi or Rift Wizard. Those games I actually enjoy. Oh man, okay, we're almost done. One way or another, we're almost done, so might as well get it over with. Yeah, the character feels super weak. Super weak in many different ways. Dude, the entire experience is so nerfed. I'm very astonished. Like, I try to use Tin of Tremor Stones, it's on cooldown. Crystal Spear costs 1,000,000 mana, and I don't have I'm not worshipping Behemoth, so I don't get mana back. Yeah, pretty rough. Pretty rough is what I'm trying to say. I should, admittedly, I completely forgot this, and yeah, it's just the reality of me playing an ally build. I'll forget that I have things at my disposal that I can use for making it so that my allies don't die, like babysitting my allies, pretty much. Don't hit me, I have 40 evasion. Okay, this guy really doesn't care about my 40 evasion. How the... what? Slips past you? Since when can you do that? Oh, that's new. That's new, and it's definitely not the best moment to find out about that kind of thing. They didn't have that in the 0.31 tournament, most likely. And if they did, I was just strong enough that I didn't realize on the 2 occasions that I wasn't sought in that tournament. I should use its weakness. It struggles to resist. Struggles to resist again. Okay, at least I got a good teleport. This is a pretty good teleport because it landed me exactly where I wanted to land. Now I am wondering if I can make my way back to these corps, but I don't care anymore. Like, let's just win the game or die and be done with this suffering. Ah, you think they had it in the tournament? Yeah, I didn't realize. I was just too powerful. But this character is very much not too powerful. Um, I have 3 blinking. I thought that I had a bit more. That might make things a bit too difficult. There we go. I mean, of all the things that I wanted to teleport, the one that I wanted to teleport, like the one that I cared about the least was the Lich, because I have this spell on that. I think that I could have killed it easily with a couple of casts of this spell on that. But I guess it's fine that it's gone. They got it soon after Tengu Warriors. Tengu Warriors also have that. I mean, I guess they do. I guess they do. Slips behind the defender beforehand. Yeah. Three. This is definitely not the nicest of times to have 15 armor class, because I have 3 pips of the resistance, but with 15 armor class they're still gonna hurt. And of course they're hitting me with 40 evasion. With bolts of fire. I don't think they should be hitting me with the bolts of fire if I have 40 evasion, you know? With the fireballs, sure, but not with the bolts of fire. Now, okay, I can blink over here. I can blink in with 2 scrolls of blinking and then just like run over here. And I think that's the correct thing to do. Yeah, if I do almost anything else, I just die. Oh, Quicksilver Dragon. So I was gonna make her run, but like it's just gonna hit me with the dispel. Okay, it would be great if you allow me to go in. Thank you for allowing me to go in. Now, do I use my last blinking? Can I fear them? I cannot fear them, right? Like they have too much willpower. Yeah, might as well just blink into the orb now that I have the chance. Pick this garbage up, blink away, jump over here, and hopefully... Oh, I got netted. Alright, is that gonna kill me? I'm gonna blink again. Okay, we're pretty much out. Unfortunately, I'm not strong enough to deal with these guys fast enough. So that might be a pretty bad thing. And as we have already established, these guys are just a bit too strong for me to fear them. Fear would be a great tool to use against these guys if they were vulnerable to it. I don't have the thing that reduces their willpower. I think I might be able to run away from them because I'm hasted. Oh, that's the gem. I kind of want to pick that up. Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we gotta get rid of that right now. If I get rid of that right now, this guy's gonna seriously hurt me. Okay, maybe we don't have to get rid of it right now. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me, part 2. Oh man, it's the one that's on... Do you have Irradiate? No, I have Crystal Spear Man, why do I even bother getting Crystal Spear? Crystal Spear is garbage. Such a bad spell. It's pitiful that it is. It's like a staple of all Crawl, but at the same time, it's also a relic of old Crawl. Like back in the day, way back in the day, when this spell was good, the game was very different. Yeah, I guess that's something that is very fair to say. Okay, I wanted to Crystal Spirits, but sure. I'm not hasted anymore. At some point I lost it. I didn't even realize. Yep. I think I'm gonna die, and there's not much or anything that I can do about it. Just because I cannot run away from this guy, and I'm out of blinking. And I cannot kill it fast enough too. And I don't have Beogh. Do you think that smiting it repeatedly is gonna kill it? Oh, wait. I have Curare. Are they giant? Because I could also net them. They're giant. Okay, yeah. They're giant. I have them as with the glyph of a giant because yeah, Fog Blink is better than what I was gonna do. Or is it? If I curate it, maybe it doesn't catch up to me while I do that. Okay. Okay. Let's work on giants now? Why? That's so silly. Man, like, I don't know. I really think that I should stop playing this game for good. That's nonsensical. How come a net works on a giant? Nets work on anyone now. Yeah, I guess that I net it. Oh, I accidentally dropped the scroll of identify. Nets work on anything. Okay, can I make it out now? It's a really big net now. If it's a big net, how do you throw it? That's my issue is that it's either big enough for you to throw it and effectively throw it and net things, or it is a net that somehow can immobilize giants. And how in the world are you throwing that? I don't have heal wounds anymore. It would be nice to have it. Magic net. I don't need to Crystal Spear this guy. Probably Stun Arrow kills it. It doesn't kill it, of course. Net again. 61. It fails. Of course it fails. Why wouldn't it fail? There's one tile where I can blink that I can see that kills me. And there's a million tiles that I can blink that save me. Let's see what happens. Of course I land on the tile that kills me! Why would I not land on the tile that kills me? Man, this game sucks. Why do people play this game? Oh man, I hate this game so much. I genuinely hate what Crawl is nowadays. It does not bring me joy in the slightest, and that's why I tell you all to play Tevi or Rift Wizard. Those games do bring me joy. Those games make me happy. Yeah, I wish Crawl made me happy, but it just doesn't, and I don't think it will ever. I hope that at least you enjoyed it.